dictates. So I struggle really with what the GBA has actually been saying on this. And it's quite curious because only about a week ago, the GBA actually issued a statement, the first statement, which in my view was relatively measured, right? And sort of struck some sort of conciliatory tone. And then just a few days down the line, they come up with this new statement, which apparently only 47 out of 5,000 or so members, agreed to. And suddenly for me, for the GBA to be making a number of these pronouncements, I am sitting here, I'm like, this is quite rich coming from them. Like, where have they been in all this while, right? We have had serious governance issues. We've had serious constitutional breaches. We've had serious challenges with the way this country has been run the past 8 or so years. And as one of the foremost voices when it comes to issues of law, legality, and procedure, I personally did not hear their voice or their view all this while. And so suddenly for them to actually come up and, making some of these statements and these claims, yes, we welcome that. But I think you cannot, take out the optics and the politics also of what they are doing from this. On the legality or the legal aspects of things, you lawyers often will talk about fidelity to the law and fidelity to the procedure.
Correct.
And when I read the statement, the second statement that came out, and remember in that statement, they are not only talking about the Chief Justice, they mentioned Galamsey, they mentioned Boku, Abdulrahmanov, and all those things. But specifically on this Chief Justice's issue, I read that and I am asking myself, on what authority are they making these arguments on the said revocation? Because clearly, all the other people that also are members of the GBA, but are also respected, voices when it comes to public law and when it comes to jurisprudence, when it comes to constitutional issues, clearly have taken a position which is contrary to what the GBA, right, is saying. So I am really honestly a bit saddened and a bit also worried that suddenly the GBA has found its voice and the things that they are saying, particularly in relation to this issue of the Chief Justice, doesn't really hold up, to water if you subject it to even the strictures of the law, as others have argued. So I don't agree or support the so-called call for the revocation as they are saying. The president is following the process. Nothing so far indicates that anything untoward had been done. In any case, if the GBA thinks that what the president is doing is unconstitutional, why don't they go to court? They should challenge that in court so that, the matter can be settled. But I think that if the issue even went there, they will struggle to prove, the case. And it is, for me, as a political observer, just looking at all the legal arguments, looking at the optics around it, it is quite clear to me that, what they have put out, that statement, has a tint of politics with it, and we must speak truth to power around
Is it fair to accuse the members who attended the mid-year conference? We are told there were 52 lawyers who took part in the passing of the resolution, and 47 of them voted in favor, while 5 voted against. Or is it that they abstained? Yes, you said 5,000 members. I suppose we are far in excess of that number. The statement issued earlier was issued by the council with the approval of the council. But this is now like an AGM. It's a mid-year conference. They didn't say who should attend and who should not attend. So even if you are 10,000...
It was still on the letterhead.
If
on the letterhead
if you are 10,000,
number two,
I get that. If you are 10,000 and only 52 attend, and out of that 52, the majority is 47, why do you blame them for doing something wrong? And it is not exactly also correct that in the past they were not heard on issues. They issue statements on some of the issues, including Galamsey.
Yes, but with what force, with what authority? Let's not kid ourselves, right? I have followed and I'm like you, so I know you're playing the devil's advocate, I understand. But we have been in this country the last 10 plus or even 15 years, and we have seen the force of power and authority that the GBA used to convene and action certain things vis-a-vis when different political administrations were in power, right? And specifically on this one here, the header on the statement is resolutions of the Ghana Bar Association passed at it. It didn't say resolutions of 47 out of 5,000 or so members. It carries the authority, in my view, of the Bar Association. In any case, my question is, if you go for a conference and a certain number of your people attend, in this case, quite minimal, what are the rules when it comes to the GBA regarding how you actually report, right, those outcomes? Because in the statement that we read, it was subsequent to this statement that we even heard that there was only 47 or so people that passed this resolution. But you read the statement on its face, and it says resolutions of the Ghana Bar Association. And at the bottom and of all of those issues, it's also signed by Mrs. Ifwagati, National President, and Kwekuja Obafo, National Secretary. And it carries the force and the authority of the GBA. So I don't agree with those who seem to try and make the argument that,
what do you make? Let's move on from there quickly. What do you make of the new lists for appointments to the Supreme Court? What do you make of that list? There are suggestions that, well, then these